Here we go. Thursday night AFL footy is here, as is the AFL Today Show, ready to go for round 8. I'm your host, Liam McAllion, also known as the Stats Guy. I've got a very beautiful man over here. He's looking very sharp in the Bombers little top over there as a toddler. He wore that, I think.
This
Marcus
genuinely
Bazzano.
is the Essendon Guernsey I wore when I was a young'un.
That is...
A young'un. I've outgrown it, but
only by a little bit, I reckon.
I can wear it to the gym. It's a crop top.
That is outrageous. Getting the guns out.
Get the rig out.
Liam Mullaly is also over there in the corner. He's not in as good of a kit, but he still looks good as well. How you going,
Am I a
man?
beautiful man?
You're a beautiful man.
Always look
Everyone
good,
on that
And
couch.
I didn't fish for that.
You did? Oh, you definitely did.
of
Let us know in the comments if
let us
was a
know.
beautiful man, I reckon.
Get a poll going.
Get a poll going. Well, actually, we might as well talk about that poll. We had a poll the other day for a forfeit between Marcus and myself, North Melbourne versus Essendon. I think we're going to Bell's Hot Chicken. So, the spicy
we are.
chicken.
We
That'll be
are. We're
interesting.
recording this as soon as the teams are announced, so about an hour before the game.
Yes.
So I'm looking forward to hopefully you having the spiciest chicken at Bell's Hot
I don't
Chicken.
think this is a punishment. I wanted to see the cinnamon.
Well, ¿por qué no los dos?
Not-
We could just do
not enough
both.
people voted
No,
for
I
it.
shouldn't say that.
Oh,
No,
Not enough people
it's
voted for it.
happening.
It's happening. Anyway, I'll get us right back into the show. We're going to cover, obviously, the round 8 previews for every single game. We've got stats, insights galore. We're also going to go through the big call. We have big calls. Did anyone get a big call last week? I think we'll get one this week. No, you didn't.
Goldstein got my personal Anzac Day medal, so does that count?
Sure. Yeah, I reckon it counts. Yeah, the
I'm on
Anzac
one.
Day
I'm
AFL
on
Today
one.
Show medal. No, and then we're going to cover the big calls, of course, and get right into the show. So make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel at AFL Today Show. Hit the notification bell; it goes a long way. Follow AFL Today AU across the socials, across all the socials except for Facebook, which is Aussie Rules Today, and that includes our Yenar Beers social post, Leah, that we are putting up lately. Yenar questions. If you get in the comments, you can win a few prizes.
Yes, t-shirt, hat, some Yenar beers, of course.
Yeah, why'd you get really high pitched there?
I don't know. Why'd you have to find it out?
That's why he's on this show. And of course, across all your podcast platforms as well. On Sunday night, the last shout out before we get into the show, we've got a 6:15 on the dot Sunday night before the Q Clash. There's actually an hour in between games. You can check these guys out as well as Alex on a live stream Sunday night. So get around it. What's going to be happening on there, lads?
Oh, you don't want to know, mate.
Too much madness.
I do. That's why I'm asking you.
And also, make sure you're in the live stream because if you leave a funny comment, if you leave something good, you will get some free AFL Today merch. We've got some spare shirts.
Medium.
So
If you're a medium.
if you leave a good comment, it could be yours.
There we go, for medium-sized people. There we go. But it's going to be a review show of round 8. So before the Q Clash, and then they can talk about that game as well, which will be very exciting. So get around it. All right. Are we ready to go, lads?
We're ready.
Are we ready?
Oh, actually, current subscriber count though.
Oh, we don't
Because
have
we
to do
always throw to me, but you didn't throw to me today.
All right, current subscriber count. It's above 7K, I know that.
7,075. To be fair, we hit that. Not that we hit 7K not that long
Yesterday.
ago.
Yesterday.
Yesterday was it? So
Big week.
Yeah, mate.
absolutely. From the numbers I got here, 1,433 new subscribers in the last 28 days.
Oh, I'd love to see that.
So we want more though. We
want more,
We want to
always.
get to that 1,500 in the last 28
If you
days.
don't, we'll send you a bunch of messages on your text message app, like the Trumpet of Patriots.
Oh, we're getting political over here. Jeez, who'd you vote for? No, we won't get into that. All right, round 8 previews. Let's get into it. Friday night, blockbuster, just like Thursday night. What is going on in the Thursday night and Friday night games this week? Leo, who's on Friday night, please?
Well, we've got St Kilda versus Freo, Marvel Stadium. Why are you laughing at that? Why can't I just get through it, mate?
Sounded like a cricket commentator. I don't know why.
At
Just keep going.
7:30, the teams aren't out. I don't know what's going on with the AFL app. I think we should just flag that.
That's okay.
They're not loading for us at the moment. They must be down. or
6:30 at the time of recording as well.
something. Yeah, so not good enough AFL.
That's all
terrible
right.
app.
We can talk
just
through the
in
game.
general.
That's all good.
We can. So this is the Ross Lyon Bowl, this one. I think it's only fitting that this game, being the Ross Lyon Bowl, is an absolute defensive scrap fest.
What, 40 to
30
50?
to 30.
40 to 50, more points than goals. Just both teams being in and under, playing their structure nice and boring. We know Freo have their structured defense. They always love the way they set up. They're a safe team defensively. We love that.
Do we love that?
Not
Just
really.
play a bit of attacking footy.
It was a
boys.
bit of a sarcastic tone.
Yeah.
To be fair,
tone to
what's
that one.
the age-old question? Would you rather watch your team win ugly but defend really well, or win or actually lose playing exciting football?
You want to win, mate.
Win.
I know.
Yeah,
But
That's the dumbest question.
North
I've
played
ever
exciting
has been
football
an
last
argument,
week and we bloody lost again. I'd
True.
rather us just play some defense.
True.
Speaking of defense, the last 2 weeks, St Kilda's defense has been terrible.
Yeah. What's going
Against
on?
the Dogs, against the Lions, but it wasn't just their back line, it's their whole team defense.
Midfield. Yep.
So the reason I think this will be more of a scrap is Ross is going to put the absolute fear of defense into them. He's going to be like, boys, we've conceded 120 plus the last 2 weeks. This is not on. This is not how we want to play football. So I think they'll bounce back defensively in that regard. And as I already touched on, Freo are structured. So I think this is going to be too just scrappy. It's going to be, I think, a yuck game to watch for your Friday
That's
night.
all right. But
Friday night.
I feel like sometimes those type of games are a little bit exciting. Like lots of tackles, lots of pressure. Sometimes.
I want goals, mate.
You want goals?
I'm an iPad kid.
Is anyone going to be able to kick goals in this one? Josh Tracy will kick a few goals. Surely.
There's goal kickers for both sides. Obviously, Jack Higgins for St Kilda, who's been superb all year.
Yeah.
But
He's got 3 goals, I think.
the thing is it's whether St Kilda can outscore Fremantle at the end of the day.
Interesting.
Are they going
Freo
to kick a winnable score?
Yeah,
is what I'm trying to
Freo
say.
are a much better a bit of offensive power compared to Saints. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, correct.
Yeah, fair enough. Saints as well, they've lost their last 6 Friday night games. So they don't like the spotlight. And Freo have actually won 2 of the last 3 meetings at Marvel Stadium. So that's why I'm tipping them, lads. I'm tipping Freo. I'm going to... Actually, no. I'm not tipping.
No?
Yeah, I know. I am tipping Freo. Sorry. Don't want to get wrong there. I am tipping Freo.
First you said no, then you said yes.
I think I looked in your eyes because you love the Saints. I am tipping Freo by, I'm going to go 3 goals just because they actually are pretty solid in Melbourne. They're solid at the G and they're solid at Marvel Stadium. They've won 2 of the last 3 meetings at Marvel. So I'm going Freo.
They did just lose to Melbourne in Melbourne.
That's all right.
So I'm tipping the Saints.
Oh.
Bounce back. Let's go. My
You
beloved
keep tipping.
Saints. They're better than Port. They always have been, always will be. They will win this game by 9 points.
9. You've tipped them
60 to 51.
Have you tipped them every game?
No.
No. And Marcus, your tip?
I actually do think it's going to be a really close game. I am going to sway towards Fremantle, though. They just got the quality, I think, in the midfield department. They'll dominate that department. That'll get them over the line. I'm going to go Fremantle just by about 10 points.
10 points. So we're going for a close game either way, lads. Friday night footy. At least it's close, hopefully.
All we want is a good game.
Yep. Agreed. Especially for Friday night. All right, let's get into Saturday. The first one up. Marcus, you're going to cover this one?
Yeah, Western Bulldogs versus Port Adelaide down in Ballarat, actually.
Yes.
Mars Stadium, Saturday, 1:20. This actually has like a really good game being played written all over it. I think the Doggies, they're getting a lot of goals from midfield now. I think that they need to rely from that, especially with Sam Darcy injured. But that does mean Marcus Bontempelli will get a little bit more midfield minutes.
Yep.
And so I can see him kicking 2 or 3 goals, in all honesty.
Do you mean midfield?
Do you mean
minutes or
forward? I think you
forward
meant
minutes.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Darcy. He's got a lot of forward minutes.
With more
Sorry.
forward minutes.
That's all good.
I can see him kicking 2 or 3 whilst he's in the forward line.
Yep, I like that.
He's just a really good one-on-one player.
Do you want another reason why you can back that point up?
Let's hear
Chalor's
it.
back.
Yes.
Bang.
How awesome is, if you're a Dogs fan, how awesome is that? You
They're
get
playing
Chalor
well.
back in.
You get All-Australian Adam Chalor.
That's fantastic.
Yeah. But also, does that push Libba a little bit back? Do you think he has the same
No.
impact with
Libba's
Chalor
been their
in the
best
side?
player.
I
He
don't
has,
think it
but with
does.
Chalor back in the side, we obviously saw it when McRae was in the side. Libba had less of an impact and he's having career high numbers now.
Who's
I
he going
think
to
they're
chase down
They're
this
two
week?
different players, though.
They are.
So I don't think it will. Libba will go about his business and probably feed it to Chalor, who will kick it to Bontempelli. Oh, I might go for the Dogs.
You're actually painting me a really good picture.
Wait, let me add Dogs to Leo's 6 teams that he goes for.
All Bevo has to put up on the whiteboard is Libba. This is you, stick figure. You win this ball. Give it to Chalor. He runs 10 meters. Bontempelli lace out. That is
Bang.
Who's
I like
stopping that?
No
No
one.
team.
No one.
No team.
Flag Dogs.
I reckon us 3 could have a bit of a say.
Yeah, I'm lockdown defender.
Yeah. I reckon.
Who takes the Bont?
Me.
Oh,
100%.
yeah. Oh,
100%.
self-proclaimed.
I'll take
as
Chalor
well.
and I hope he does a hammy.
Self-proclaimed.
No, I'll take the water boy.
But considering Port Adelaide's smaller forward line, obviously they've got Ollie Lord, Mitch Georgiadis, I think Rory Lobb will actually stay up forward like he did against
think so
GWS.
too, yeah.
I think he'll stay up forward. So that actually makes them quite tall in the forward line for the Dogs, which, I mean, Port Adelaide do match up well a little bit against. They've got, obviously, Asava Radigalia, Alia
They're not the
Alier,
tallest
and
team
the
going around there, yeah.
That they aren't, but they do have a good record at Mars Stadium.
Really?
Funnily enough,
They love
Port
traveling
Adelaide,
to Mars.
they've won their previous 2 games at Mars Stadium.
Wow.
That does surprise me. I thought the Dogs were always
Nah.
strong down there.
They've
The
lost.
Dogs
up
also
there.
have a good record, though.
They lost to GWS like 2 games ago down there, I reckon.
I'm not sure.
But they do have a strong record down at Ballarat. Yeah,
Interesting.
I'm expecting a really tight contest, a good game, and I think we need to see a little bit more from Port Adelaide. They showed what they can do against Sydney, but against North Melbourne last week, they were a little bit off it. And they could have lost that game.
Yeah, Butters was unbelievable. Rosie's been good off halfback, but it's like the same thing. You get Butters, Rosie, Horn-Francis. Someone else do something. Like, come on.
Well, they did against Hawthorn.
Willem Drew.
Oh, why did I bring that up?
Yeah. Oh, did they beat Hawthorn?
Willem Drew and Jace Burgoyne have to step it up just a tiny bit. I think they've been a little bit underwhelming this season. I expected more from them.
I agree. Port as well have won the last 4 meetings, which surprised me a little bit, including Port. Last time they won by 48, but that was the Dogs last year where they'd have 2 good weeks. Bevo would take out half their team.
And they're playing good footy at the moment, the Dogs.
They are. So this is a bit of a different one. Tips, what are we thinking of that? This is a tough one down in Ballarat.
Is it a tough one?
I think it is, but I know who I'm going.
I think Dogs win this by about 4 goals.
Okay.
Are you saying they win by 4 goals, comfortably leading throughout the match?
Yeah, I think so.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
I'm going to go a little bit closer. I'm going to go the Dogs by 15 points.
15 points. All right. Yeah, I'm going to go about the same. 3 goals, 15 to 18 points. I'm going to go the Dogs. They've shocked the world. The Dogs.
They've shocked the world.
Shocked the world.
They're making waves in America right now.
100%. ESPN top 10.
They don't have the reward for their position on the ladder just yet, but they keep playing like this. It's just a matter of time.
Yeah, and Bevo's actually good. We got to keep saying that because we roasted him all pre-season.
We did. I know a lot of Dogs fans didn't want Bevo as their coach heading into this season, so I think they've got to be slightly turning that opinion around.
Yep. No, fair call. All right, next one up, Saturday Arvo, 4:15. This is what I'm going to cover. Adelaide versus Carlton at the Adelaide Oval. I feel like have they played there 3 of the last 4 weeks?
Boo-hoo. My beloved Saints were there like 3 weeks.
North Melbourne have already played at Adelaide Oval 3 or 4 times.
Yes. Actually, have we?
Yeah.
And we're going to play it Optus like 3 times. Anyway, I'm just surprised they get to go back there. The Crows, they love this matchup against the Blues. They've won 7 of the last 8 home matches against Carlton. That one surprised me because both Adelaide and Carlton have been very up and down, but they love playing them over there. Do we think the Blues have any chance over there? I think this will be a really good game.
Yeah.
They absolutely do have a chance, Carlton. Based off what they put up against Geelong, who have been fairly good this season in terms of win-loss percentage. You think differently, of course, on the field. You said Geelong have been a little bit...
They're being crap, but that's okay.
Let's go an episode without Stats Guy.
I didn't bring it up. I didn't bring it up.
But Carlton, they played decent footy last week, and it's definitely good enough to match up against Adelaide.
Yeah, the confidence will be up. So you got obviously Harry Mackay we talked about midweek. He's kicking goals. He's obviously had a lot of time off. Harry and Charlie are actually working well together. They're taking big contested marks.
For one game.
For one game. Oh, a couple of games.
Well, it's only the second or third time that they've actually played a full game together.
Played full game together in a while. And then Carlton, the fact that they didn't crap the bed after halftime. They've led at halftime every single game. Which is going to be the big factor in this one. I wrote about this on the article in odds.com.au that Marcus chucked a lot of articles up on there. Check it out. But the fact that these 2 teams are both in top 4 for first half, I think it's going to be really high scoring. But it's just going to come down to the defenses, and Carlton are the 3rd best defense, which actually surprised me this season.
It's quite surprising.
Mainly because of Wiedering and things like that. So maybe it will come down to the defenses. We haven't really talked up Max, is it McAllion?
Yeah, McAllion.
I always say
his name. Yeah,
we haven't talked about him enough probably.
Breakout year?
He was great on Toby Green a couple of weeks ago, which really stifled my Supercoach team. So I wasn't too impressed with McAllion.
Toby, well, we can talk about him later. What's happened to him?
Yeah, he's dropped off.
But McAllian's been great. And I think, he'll have an important role to play. Probably. Does he? He won't play tall, will he? He might be on Motlop or something.
Motlop, Durden.
Yeah.
The high-flying Durden.
Well, obviously, Mitch Hinge is suspended this week. Does he replace his sort of role? Maybe coming off halfback a little bit more.
I think he's not ready for that.
I reckon
he's still a baby boy.
They might bring back... Who will they bring back? Lockie Scholl, maybe? He's that sort of district. Yeah, but he was playing halfback.
Curvis to halfback.
What about Lukey Pedler? The fan favourite. No, is he delisted?
He's playing for Altona next year.
Oh, my brother's team. There we go.
There you go.
Stephen Martin used to play for them, but he's gone. Cool. He's gone. Anyway. George Hewitt is the last one I want to talk about before we get into the tips. He's been unbelievable. 30 disposals, 7 tackles a game. I just brought him in my Supercoach. I can't believe I'm bringing George Hewitt into my Supercoach team. But he's been unbelievable. Kicked the match winner last week. He said on radio that was the furthest he's ever kicked a ball. I think it was about 52 metres or something like that. But everything's just gone right for this man.
I think on that goal, I think they had footage of Carlton on the bench and they were like, he hasn't got the distance.
No.
And then he got up.
Slotted it easy. Yeah. So
is he All-Australian?
I'd say so.
At the moment, he's in the midfield. Yeah.
Interesting.
But it's just probably like all the big names will get looked at first because that's what All-Australian and Brownlow and all that. But he deserves to be on a lot of Brownlow votes and he deserves to be All-Australian right now.
Yep, agreed.
Could he win the Brownlow?
No.
Oh,
Carlton and started 0-4, remember?
That's
True.
That's terrible.
No, it's just not true, mate. All right, tips, margin. What do we think? Leo, you're up.
Okay. Crom by 14. I think that just the home ground advantage for me is what is swaying it. If it was at the G, Blom all day.
Carlton. You do you, mate. You do you. Marcus, what are you tipping?
I'd watch that, but I'd go Adelaide by I think home ground advantage as well. I'm gonna go a little bit more comfortable. I'll go 23 points. I'll go about 4 goals.
23. Yeah. I agree. Because it's at the Adelaide Oval, they beat Giants there. I know the Giants have had a poor few weeks, but they're a good side. They got up to 30-point lead against Geelong, and I don't think. It's a tough one. I think they're a good team at home. If this was at the G, I'd be tipping Carlton, but I'm going Crows by 10 points. I think it's going to be a close one, and they just get over the line. There we go.
I like it.
All right, next one, Leo, the big game, probably the biggest game of the round, other than maybe Sunday night, which we'll touch on. Saturday night, who have we got?
Pies versus Geelong, 7:35 at the G. Doesn't get better than that. They should be the Friday game, if you ask me.
Yeah.
Pretty good. Even Adelaide Carlton is a really good game.
Yeah, it is. It's actually a few good games on Saturday.
There is.
Low key. So, 2 out of the last 3 times these teams have played, both teams have scored 100 plus. So that says to me this could be a bit of a shootout.
Oh, we like
I reckon a part of that shootout is Jeremy Cameron.
Ooh.
He has been out of form. He has. Like, there's no doubting that. He's not been up to scratch. He's playing wing, not getting involved,
playing
up the ground.
back pocket a little bit.
Yeah. He's not his usual self. But 4 out of the last 5 times he's played the Pies, he's scored 3+ goals.
Oh, that's a nice little stat.
And
there.
I just love the matchup. Now, because the teams aren't loading, if Darcy Moore's back, I still love that matchup because Moore typically plays from defensive 50 and Jeremy loves to use his aerobic capacity to go up the ground and just beat him back to goal.
Because he's a fast fit man.
He loves the matchup. And even if Moore's not playing, he's got Bill Frampton on him.
Billy Evan Frampton.
Premiership player. Put some respect on his name.
Just because you're a premiership player doesn't mean you're good.
That's so stiff, but yes.
It's true.
But, the matchup is there for him to dominate. So he's one that I'm just keeping a little bit of an eye on Saturday night.
I like that. We should have a segment of worst players to win a premiership.
That's a good social clip.
That's good.
How many disposals did Billy Frampton? 3?
2, I think.
Oh, he still beat
But he shut down Harris Andrews.
Cam Mooney for North's 90s premiership. 0 disposals in the grand final. That's pretty bad. Anyway, get back into the game. What else do we want to talk about?
So the last couple of weeks, last 5 weeks now, the Pies system has just been flowing. It's been elite. You can't stop it. Last week against Essendon, they were very, very clean, I noticed.
Yeah, in the wet.
But not just that week, the weeks before as well. They've been picking up below the knees is superb. Dishing off the quick handball, superb. A couple of times you go, is that a throw? It's probably not a throw. They're just that quick. And I think that's actually going to be a huge thing in this game because Geelong have some really good tacklers. You've got Tom Atkins, who's getting 10+ every week.
Yeah,
Shawnee Manor loves a tackle.
Tom Atkins is
11 last week.
Sorry, Tom Atkins is leading the league in tackles.
That does not surprise me.
So there you go.
Jack Bowes loves a tackle as well. And I just think the clean hands of the Pies will just be like, you can't tackle them because it's already gone.
So like a lot of times the likes of both Dacos brothers, you go to tackle them, you're about to get their arms and then they just do this little.
The ball's already 50 meters
and
that
it's
way.
gone. The other one is though Nick Dacos got away with a few cheeky handballs.
Okay, Alex.
Yeah, no, he just handballed properly, and maybe the umpire should be watching his little handballs. He doesn't feel these ones, but anyway.
Yeah, I just feel a lot of the Collingwood players, whenever they're in congestion, always have an extra 2 or 3 seconds than they actually do.
Yep.
Yeah, it's incredible.
Like they learnt it off Pendles.
Yeah,
the master of slowing time.
It's not bad if you're learning off Pendlebury and side bottom, isn't it?
And this will be 7 on the trot if they get the job done.
Yeah. Since
good math, that one. Yeah.
Opening round against GBS.
When everyone thought, oh no, the Pies are going to be bad. Oh no, after opening round, but now they're all right. And opening round doesn't count.
Yeah, no, I don't think so. They need
it does.
They need a scrap opening round, if we're going to be honest.
They need to scrap it. The big one here, the big talking point is Jack Crisp, lads. We haven't touched on him.
Yes.
He's going to pass Jim Steins, the great Jim Steins, for the most consecutive games in AFL, VFL history. 245, if you don't mind.
That's so good.
245. He's Iron Man. How does he just keep going? 245 straight games.
He's a robot.
AFL is like one of the toughest sports on your body, and he's 245 in a row.
What's the equivalent for like doing a show? It'd have to be like 2,000 shows in a row.
Too many for me.
Yeah, 2,000. I've probably done a few in a row, but I'm definitely not too. Oh,
Well, you're going on holiday
245.
tomorrow, so
Could be up there. Maybe we'll have to check that. We'll have to check that one.
yeah, come on, Chris, get on our level.
Yeah. I was surprised Jim Steins. He was a ruckman like in the 90s.
Yeah.
Where there was probably more like fights. That's a good effort.
I know, but I feel like it's more impressive now because of you get concussed, you miss a week.
That's
Back
true.
in the
Yeah,
day, you wouldn't do
yeah.
that. I feel like there's more soft tissue injuries as well nowadays. There's more asked of the players. So that's an incredible record and stat.
Yeah, actually, one more thing on Jack Crisp before we get into the tips. He was rated the second best by Champion Data finals players in history.
Really?
Which you're a big Champion Data man.
Yeah.
So it was Dusty, number one.
I was the one that
Crisp,
made that
you,
stat.
you made that stat. Crisp, number two. Hodgie, number three. The fact that Crisp is above Hodgie is
So
a bit
it's
of a joke.
for finals.
But just finals in your AFL
Probably
history.
Sean Burgoyne isn't up there.
Yeah, Silk. He probably is top 5 or 10, I'd say. But I was very surprised. Crisp, but maybe he's a bit underrated. He's had an underrated career probably.
For sure, he's underrated.
He gets
Yeah.
20 disposals. He kicks a lot of goals.
Yeah.
Yep.
Anyway. All right, let's get into the tips here. Who are you going, Marcus?
I'm going Collingwood. They've just been way too strong at the moment. I think they're playing better football than Geelong as well. And I think they live to the big occasion a little bit more than the Cats do. But in saying that, I still think it's going to be relatively close. There's a bit of beef and a bit of history between these two sides.
Yeah, finals history as well, yeah.
So I'll go 15. I'll go 3 goals, Collingwood.
3 goals, yeah, nice. Leo?
I think Pies win this by 5 points. A big out we haven't actually touched on is Tom Stewart is not playing.
Yes.
So
he's not even a laid out. He's just out.
Yeah, I think maybe he's a laid in this time.
Maybe.
I think
can you
that'll-
do that?
Probably not. I think, Collingwood will just have enough for him. As I touched on, the quick hands will just be too slippery for the Cats.
Yeah, there you go. Pies, I'm going to go them as well. They've won the last 8 matches. Their last 8 matches at the MCG. They play there every week because that's the AFL just loves them. But they get the last 8 matches they've won there, so I'm going to go them by 2 goals. I think very similar to Mark. It's going to be close. This is going to be the game of the round, I think. But they just get the job done. They're too good in the clutch.
They are, but the Cats do have a decent record. They've won 5 of the last 7 against the Magpies.
Yes.
So it should be a good contest.
It should be
Saturday night.
Yeah, it should be really, really close. All right, Marcus, what do we got next? Saturday night, the other game. There's 2 Saturday night games. If you want to channel flick, if one of the games isn't going too well, you can go to this game.
Yeah, look, that may not be the case. That may not be the case because you said Collingwood Geelong has been relatively high scoring in previous meetings. That is the complete opposite with West Coast and Melbourne so far this year. They are 2 of the 3 worst scoring teams in the competition.
Correct.
And honestly, I think they will struggle to score 80 points each in this one.
Yeah, their forward lines aren't firing other than Waterman. And yeah, Melbourne have just obviously, other than against Freo, they've been horrible.
The big thing is, I want to spoil my big call here.
Oh.
Because I do think West Coast will actually come out and play very well. They'll get off to a great start. And they play well at Optus Stadium at home.
Yeah, they do,
I experienced it firsthand when Essendon, played West Coast a few weeks ago.
Are you at the game?
Yeah, absolutely. I never miss a game. I spend thousands on travel.
Definitely first team.
Absolutely. But they are very good. Jake Waterman has been clutch in the previous meetings. And actually, when Essendon played them, he kicked 4 goals in the first quarter alone.
That was crazy, yeah.
I don't think he kicked one for the rest of the match, but I can see a similar sort of thing happening against the Demons. He kicked 5 in the previous meeting at Optus Stadium against West Coast. So I think he could kick a similar sort of bag and put them well on their way to getting the 4 points.
Yeah, call him Vice. Oh, no, I stuffed it. Call him SBS because he's got hands like a Vice.
Call him SBS.
No, it's too far
Oh,
gone. It's too far
I'm out.
gone.
I'm out.
Back yourself, mate. Back yourself.
I
Too far gone.
stuffed it. I got too excited.
That's all right.
But you have a good stat for me, don't you, Liam?
Yeah, so you can check out the Stats Guy's cheat sheet, my cheat sheet on AFL Today AU. The one that just popped up this week is West Coast have actually won 18 of their last 25 round 8 matches, which is very surprising.
That's such a weird stat.
It is very
niche.
weird.
It's very niche, but I love
That's why we love niche stats on here. Round 8. So they love a bit of round 8. And there's a few people, at least one on this couch, that is tipping the Eagles. So maybe they can get another classic round 8 clash. There we go. A few more stats. The Eagles have actually lost their last 15 matches when the other team's on a winning streak. Even if the winning streak's on 1, They just always lose. So this is not good.
Wait,
stats
so
for
that
the
just
Eagles.
goes exactly against what you just said.
Yeah. But
Well, I mean, they've only won like
I'm just doing stats in general. It doesn't mean I'm not saying.
So the stats are just confusing me at the moment.
Oh, no,
I need
that's
some
not good.
guidance.
They need some guidance. Well, for some guidance,
Give me some therapy.
some therapy. What about if you're a Dees fan? You've won
I'm not.
3 of the last 4 at Optus Stadium as well, which is pretty handy.
So you're saying go Dees then?
I'm saying for my tip, I'm going the Dees by about, I'm going to say 25 points.
Interesting.
I think even though the Eagles are solid at Optus Stadium, the Dees aren't that bad. We didn't touch on no Clary.
Yes.
No Clary. Just found out just before the show, which is a huge out because he's been their main midfielder. But I think Petrarca can just step up and have like 40 touches and 2 goals. Like he's just that good.
Clary hasn't been that impactful for them this season.
No,
Like
but
when they've won games, it hasn't been because Clary
he
stepped
gets
up.
clearances though.
Just get little Jake Bowie in there.
He's
I
been
think,
great.
I think there are players that can step up for Melbourne though.
Yeah.
Jack Viney, I love Jack Viney.
He's a beast, yeah.
But he isn't had the greatest of starts to the season. So he's one that you'll look to pick up those Clary numbers.
Yep. All right. Tips for you guys, Leo.
Yeah, I think Eagles win this, 20 points.
Wait, you're going Eagles as well.
Absolutely.
I was very...
That was fist to hand. I didn't like
Yeah, I
that.
know. That's my new thing, mate.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
I watched them last week in flesh and blood against Hawthorn. They gave me some hope. I don't know. So I'll back him in at home.
That's really surprising.
Interesting, despite a 10-goal loss.
It was 50 points and it was actually 5 goals with 2 minutes left.
And Hawthorn should have kicked away.
Actually, it was...
Actually,
Sorry.
Marcus, your tip?
Like I said, I'm going to go the Eagles here. I'm going to go I think it'll be 4 points to the West Coast
How are
Eagles.
2 people tipping the Eagles? They're crap. Just because they
They're
got
the
close to Essendon.
Eagles.
So, Melbourne,
The West Coast
Melbourne
Eagles.
have
Melbourne are
shown
pretty crap as well.
that they are
Bang
below
average.
par
That is
compared to
true.
the rest of the competition.
That is true. All right, Sunday we're up to now. Sydney versus GWS, the Battle of the Bridge, the Sydney Derby, whatever you want to call it. I'm actually going there, 1:10 at the SCG on Sunday. Now, this is a huge game. The Swans have had their number. Other than one final, I'm pretty sure it was. The Swans have won 6 of the last 7 meetings against GWS. And I know I'm going to just say my tip straight up because I'm really keen on GWS here. But I've realized that you two might go head to head here. So I've got a challenge for you. Are you up for a challenge?
No.
I'm always up for a
You're
challenge.
up for a challenge? All right. I think who are you going to this one, Marcus? Just to put it out there.
I'm going with you. I'm going GWS. as well.
GWS. And Leo, who are
That's
you going?
boring. I think Sydney will win this game.
All right.
Really?
Do you guys think you could have a bit of a debate? 1 minute each I'm giving you. I'm going to set the timer.
It's like we're back at school.
I know. A bit of a debate and I get to decide and then I'll choose from there. So give me a minute. Who wants to start?
He starts.
All right. Then
can
he's just
start
throwing you under
because-
the bus.
I was a little bit analytical in last week's show.
Yes.
Producing the numbers. But I'm just gonna go more vibes here.
Okay.
More vibes. This is why GWS will win.
Okay.
It's because I just
They have
really
a cool song.
I just really trust Adam Kingsley to give a bigger spray to his players than Dean Cox. Timid Dean Cox
Wait, you're
in his
basing-
first season. Also, Toby Green, he's had a bad couple of weeks. We'll have a little bit more incentive to play well against Sydney, and he always plays well against Sydney. Leads the line perfectly. I think he will do the same. I'm saying he has 2 goals, 17 disposals at the very least. I just think they're GWS. They've been a better football club. They've proved so much this season. I expect more from GWS. And Sydney, they've been underwhelming, and I just expect it again.
So you're basing this off Adam Kingsley having bigger biceps than Dean Cox.
Absolutely.
Well, that's a
You
fact.
can't go
Absolutely.
with that. Need I say my argument?
I'm not going to say what my answer is just yet. It wasn't the best
Same.
argument, but Leo, that's actually a minute. So you're done. Tight shirt, sir. Leo.
Well, I'm vibing it, but I'm also going analytical.
There we go. We need a bit of that.
GWS have not.
Nerd.
They have not impressed me this season.
But
Oh,
Sydney have?
Can I get through it?
Sorry.
Oh, yeah.
not appreciating
Order in the
this.
court. Order. Leo.
Objection. Overall. The opening round. Okay, well done. You beat Collingwood. Opening round. Who cares?
It doesn't count opening round. I'll give you that.
They scraped through against the Dees. They had the bye. They then lost to Hawthorn. Okay, whatever. Good game. Sure, you lost. Smashed the Eagles, beat the Saints. Expected. They lost to Adelaide and they lost to the Dogs. There is not one performance in there that you go, they are a serious contender. I know Sydney are 14th, and I know that's your rebuttal, but it's a derby. I'm not saying form goes out the window, but it's not the biggest picture in this game of football.
Yep.
It's literally just two teams who hate each other going at it. And I think because the Giants haven't shown me their grunt, the fight, the convincing level of authority that they need to be, Sydney will win this game of football.
Oh my God. So that's the debate
They'll
done.
change your mind.
You've almost changed my mind.
Almost.
I want a rebuttal.
So Leo, you can go.
I'm an almost type of guy.
No, sorry. Leo's argument was 100 times better. He wins the debate,
So I win.
but he doesn't win my heart for the tips. I'm sorry.
That's fine.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
Have you got anything else to say? You can have 10 more seconds.
You were talking about Sydney, but their only wins were a 3-point win, scoring 68 points, by the way, winning a game of football against Fremantle.
That was a great comeback away from home.
And then also North Melbourne and
They smashed North.
Stats Guy knows North Melbourne are
A great club.
Yeah, but the Freo win is a good. The Freo win is better than any win GWS have had this season. And I know they smashed Collingwood opening round.
Negative.
That's not true. That's not true. Sorry, mate.
I'm not reading into that.
But I'm giving the debate win is 100% to Leo.
Let's go.
But in terms of who I'm tipping, sorry, you haven't convinced me.
He's again sitting on the fence.
No, I'm not. I'm going Giants.
So Leo wins, but he's going against Leo.
I was just G'ing you
Just
up.
sitting on
Come
the
on,
fence.
mate. I was G'ing him up, and now he's
Pick a
giving
side,
me
mate.
I'm picking a side. I'm picking Giants to win because I think they're a much better team. They've got guys that are improving. The likes of Chad Warner, the likes of Azakini are going backwards at the moment, whereas Lockie Ash, Lockie Whiffer, they're all playing better footy,
And they're losing games.
and they're going to win this
agree.
week.
Sure, mate.
So we already know your tips. I'm going to go Giants by about 12
Get me on
points.
True Bloods because go Swans.
Check out the True Bloods podcast. We absolutely love that one in this studio as well. It's a very fun. What do they say? Get up the potty. Up the potty.
Up the potty.
Up the potty. And Will Sparks' intro. I'm very jealous of that show.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's the Battle of the Bridge preview done. Even though Leo wins the debate, but go the Giants. All right, Leo. We got the second last one. Sorry, on Sunday 3:20. Your beloved Hawkers.
My beloved Hawthorn play Richmond Sunday. Wait, you already said the time.
Yeah,
You told
sorry.
me to say the time.
well,
I was just going to read it again.
You can if you want.
At the MCG. Now, I don't think we were that crash hot against the Eagles.
You say that every week. Oh, I don't think we were that
we
good.
weren't. That's just a fact.
Okay.
We're not playing as well as we did second half of last season. That's just a fact. But it is our 100th year anniversary game against the Tigers. So I think we will fire up for this game massively because past players, coaches will be at the game, giving them a rev up. And I think the players will see that and be like, the blood will rise to the top. That it'll be a very physical
The
game.
blood will
mate.
rise to the top. I don't know if that's to say.
Interesting.
I wasn't. Get your mind out of the gutter,
No,
boys.
that's not. I didn't mean it like that.
Well, he definitely
Oh
did.
yeah, sorry. Yeah. I don't
But to counteract that point, Richmond will want revenge because it is Hawthorn's party this year, but last year it was Dusty's 300th and Hawthorn spoilt that.
yes.
So Richmond will be up for the fight as well. They want to spoil our big day. So I think the young Tigers can give a little bit of energy, a little bit of, pizzazz and just
you love that word.
I don't think I've ever said that
Yeah,
word on this show
100%.
before.
You have, yeah.
But I think it'll be a good game. I think this might surprise you for a game,
Yeah.
Are you? Nah.
No, like
I don't agree.
okay, even if Hawthorn win comfortably, I still think the quality might be pretty good
Yeah.
because Hawthorn will be up for the occasion and Richmond will want to spoil it.
Richmond as well. They've showed enough in the first half to be competitive. So I think for sure it will be good for 2 quarters.
Okay.
After that, poor.
One
No way.
man, I think he's been aging like a fine wine. I want him to be my dad because he just has that aura about him.
Hopefully your dad doesn't watch this.
Oh, my dad might agree, Jack Gunston. He's been in sensational form. How does he keep doing it? It's like still side bottom, but in the midfield. It's crazy.
Yeah.
5 consecutive weeks of 2+ goals, plus 5 goals last season against Richmond. So I think he's just going to continue on that form. He's a bit of a sharpshooter. He's actually a weird one. He kicks the impossible goal and then will miss from 30 out directly in front.
Leo, on that, he's actually got 13 goals across the last 3 weeks.
Yeah, he's
That's pretty damn good.
6 against Port, 4 last week.
As an Hawthorn supporter,
Yep.
do
that is
you
me.
think you can win a premiership flag with Jack Gunston as your leading goal kicker?
I don't think we're going to win it this year, so I'm going to say no.
Okay.
I think next year can be the year we really go for it. And
Culture
I
deer.
unfortunately think Gunston this might be his last season.
There we go. And then Richmond, do you reckon Sammy Lawler could have a bit? I want Sammy Lawler to have another really good game. I think his best game was against the Blues.
He's had a lot of
Yeah.
like 15 and 1 goal, 15 and 2 goal sort of games, but when's I think he's poised to explode to have a 20-2, 20-3.
Yeah, I reckon.
Hopefully not this week.
I don't think it'll be this week, but I'm keeping an eye on him because I just want him to fire up because he's a very, very good player. All right, tips, lads. I know I think we're all going to go the same, but Leo, who are you going?
I think we'll win this by hopefully more than 5 goals, but I'm going to say 5 goals.
5 goals.
Interesting.
Marcus?
I'm going to go Hawthorn by 55 points.
That's exactly what I had in my head. 55
really?
points as
That's
well.
cute.
That's pretty nice, isn't it?
Hold hands.
There we go. Thanks, mate. 55 points for the Hawks as well. I think they'll win this comfortably. I think it'll be close in the first half. Very similar to the Richmond Freo game that I went to all the way out at the Barossa. It was beautiful there in the heat. But yeah, I think the Hawks will get this done comfortably. They've won their last 11 home games. So Hawks fans, when they go to the games, they just don't know what a loss is. So they're laughing.
Oh, we do, but
Very, very rarely. All right, the last game, the Q clash, the biggest of all Q clashes, I'm saying, because you got, what is it, second versus third on the ladder?
Yeah.
It is.
This is huge.
Here we go. Marcus, this is your game.
This is possibly the biggest game of the weekend. You wouldn't have thought of this. Brisbane and the most recent expansion club, Gold Coast. Just going at it. Gold Coast haven't played.
Yes.
Oh, actually, no, they're
All
not.
knowledge.
Ball knowledge on, yeah. Gold Coast, obviously, they've never featured in the final series. Brisbane, the reigning premiers, but there's a lot more riding on this clash.
For sure.
They'll both look to stay in the top 4. But I do think Brisbane at home, I know the Collingwood game is perhaps a little bit of an outlier at home, but I just think they will get off to a red hot start. They have in previous matches against the Suns. And the Suns, they don't have a good record at the Gabba. They've lost their last 9 matches at the Gabba.
I'm not an expert, but that sounds bad.
Oh, I'll call you an expert. You're all right.
That's not a compliment.
Yeah, I reckon you are, but that's a bit of a worry because they would definitely rather this at their home deck. Do they play them later in the year? I'll have to have a look at it.
They'll play twice.
I think they will play twice.
All Derby teams play twice.
Wait, is that every year?
Yeah, positive, right? Yeah.
Most of the time. Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Most of the time.
Yeah.
Well, interstate teams, yes.
Okay, there you go.
Interstate teams, yes. But I think Brisbane, they haven't had to have their stars play to their full capacity throughout the whole season. We're looking at the likes of Lachie Neale, who hasn't had the best starts of the year. Hugh McCluggage has been outstanding and probably filled the void.
Yep.
But one up forward is Charlie Cameron, who's been very, very, very quiet, but they're still winning games. So, look, I think this is the game they're built for. It's a derby. I think this is where they hit back form and get the job done.
There we go. You just mentioned Charlie Cameron. Now, I tried this out last week, didn't go too well, so we're going again. Stats guys, hear me out. You're going to hear me out, lads.
Paint the picture.
I can paint a picture. It's a pretty quick picture, but I'll paint it. All right, so Charlie Cameron, he'll finally bounce back this week. I think he's got 4 goals in 5 games. Very unlike him, one of the best small forwards in our game. But he's actually got more goals against the Gold Coast Suns than any other opponent he's ever faced. 40 goals in 17 games. So I'm tipping him for 3+ goals and multiple goal assists. I think he's just going to have a big impact on the game because at the moment, if he doesn't go well this week, he should be dropped. I think there's a lot of pressure on him and he's going to get, don't you think? He's had 4 goals.
That's a huge call. You're not dropping Chucky Cameron.
Oh, I am if he doesn't do this week because for my hear me out segment, 3+ goals and multiple goal assists, lads. What do we think about that?
I like it.
Against the Suns.
I think that's pretty good.
Oh my God, the lisp is already out.
He has a good record against the Gold Coast Suns as well. So
yeah, 40
if
goals.
this is the game to do it, then absolutely.
I reckon he will. All right, tips and margin, lads, or anything else. Actually, maybe we should touch on the Gold Coast Suns a little bit more because Bailey Humphrey had an awesome game last week. Yep. There's just a lot of guys stepping up outside of Tuke Miller, outside of Noah Anderson. I know they're playing well, but all their guys are just all stepping up.
Yeah, Bailey Humphrey. Ben Long's had a good season.
Ben Long, absolutely.
As sort of that mid-sized forward. He's been really impressive.
The Robin to the Batman of Ben King.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, and I think while they don't sort of, Jed Walter's still learning his craft, same with Ethan Reid, while they don't have that second key forward, Ben Long is sort of that good undersized player that can fill that void. So, he's been pretty good.
He's averaging 2.5 goals a game, Ben Long. So
not many would have predicted that, I don't think.
No way. Because he's even played half back at the Saints. Now he's playing forward and he's killing it. Yep. All right, tips and margin, lads. I think genuinely this is a lot closer than recent times. Obviously, you mentioned that Brisbane have won the last 9 matches against them at the Gabba. But this is not an easy tip in my eyes.
I think it is.
Same.
Oh, okay.
Should we say it at the same time?
No.
Okay.
Nah, do it.
3, 2, 1.
Brisbane.
They
just get it done.
Again.
I can trust Brisbane more than I can trust Gold Coast. Obviously, Gold Coast has showed a lot of signs of shakiness throughout the season so far. Despite their great start, they lost to Richmond. And this is just another big test. I think we'll learn more about Gold Coast in this match than we do Brisbane.
Yep. If
Yeah, I agree with that.
if Gold Coast win this, it'll be their best win ever as a club.
Oh.
What about Carmichael Hunt after the siren?
Yeah, but this has meaning. This game.
Yeah, that didn't mean anything, did it?
Yeah,
Really?
no, it didn't.
Really. I'll go Lions as well, but I think it's going to be really close. So 6 points. I think the Lions have been a bit up and down as well. Like they've just got over the line over a few teams. They obviously, was it the Cats? No, they came back against the Cats.
Yep.
And like they just haven't been showing
Came
four-quarter
back
efforts.
against the Dogs.
They haven't been showing four-quarter efforts. So I reckon it'll only be by 6
If
points.
it's 6 points, that's going to be a great game.
What's a pass mark for the Suns? Is that a couple of goals?
I think they
20
honestly
points.
like to try and win it.
Obviously, yeah, they need to be fairly competitive.
Be
to
in
be,
a position to win the game.
Yes. They got to be up in.
Yes.
I guess.
They got to be a chance to win the match come the last 5 to 10 minutes.
I agree.
I agree too. That's just great work there. All right.
Great show.
How the hell have we already got through all the games? That's great work right there. Big calls to finish off. Big calls as usual.
Big Sam.
Well, no, West of the town. All right, we'll hear that on Saturday. Oh, sorry, Sunday. Big calls. I'll start with my calls up.
Okay.
What do you got for us?
Is this a big call?
Well, I mean, I have semi-mentioned it already.
No, give me a margin. Give me a margin.
For the big call, no, you just give me a tick. Come on, lads. They haven't won a game for the year, but they're going to win one
Who's that?
this weekend. West Coast Eagles. They're going to defeat the Melbourne Demons at Optus Stadium.
At home against 15th.
I love how like the likes of North, Richmond, or Eagles. That's a big call just for them to win. Like,
Yes.
that's not great, is it?
They'll do it. Well, who are you guys tipping? Melbourne. So,
No,
he's
I'm tipping West Coast. It's
well,
not my big call.
not according to our social graphic.
I stuffed up the graphic.
You're just covering all
I
bases.
stuffed up the graphic.
He's covering all bases to make sure that he's
touching
right.
me.
We need to get HR in here. Jeez, there's a lot of touching. No, anyway, Leo, what's your big call?
right.
Before you get any more rattled, just down the camera, what's your big call?
Whoa.
Hey,
For
no
the
touching.
audio listeners, Marcus is all over me at the moment.
What's new?
So my big call now, I'm going for right-footed Bont, 25 plus and a goal. Now before the show, Stats Guy, no ball knowledge, was going, right-footed Bont kicks with his left.
I thought you said right
This is-
foot goal.
He's going to kick a goal with his right foot? What's going on here? And then I said, no, it's another player, Stats Guy. And you're like, who?
Can we guess?
You can guess.
I don't want to be part of this game.
Do you know who it is?
Come on, mate.
I was gonna say Chalor because he's back, but he's not near the bunt.
Right-footed Bont and Pally.
right-footed.
Can I just say it? Because you're going nowhere.
Yeah, go for it.
Joel Frazier.
Oh, Fraser.
People have been calling him right-footed Bont. How have you not heard of this?
I haven't. Have you heard of it?
Nope.
Yeah, there we go.
How?
Because I don't know. I don't follow anything about Fraser, but he's been a great player.
He's
So
very
Been
good.
fantastic.
what does he have to do, Leo?
I already said 25 and a goal.
25 and a goal. I just wanted to hear it again because that's pretty good. Off half back.
Half back, bit on ball. He'll just flow forward, kick a goal from about 50 on the run. That's what he does.
That's what he does.
He's going to be a superstar.
There we go. All right. My big call, which is probably my biggest of big calls of the season, is Cade Chandler. I don't think we've ever
Have
mentioned.
we got two big calls from one crap game?
I think Cade Chandler has featured on 2 or more big calls so far this season.
No, he hasn't. I don't think we've talked about
don't
his
know.
name on this show ever. Anyway, Cade
Interesting.
Chandler for 3+ goals and 15+ disposals.
That's a big call.
Against the Weagles because they're going to win. He did that
Weagles?
against North. He's a bit of a downhill skier, this man,
Oh,
Mr. Chandler.
oh, okay.
He loves playing. So he got 3 goals and 25 disposals against North Melbourne, which is a career high, I believe. He likes playing well against the worst of teams. So
Okay.
I'm going to go 3+ goals.
He's a very accurate kick
Interesting.
too. So if he gets 3 chances, they're all going through.
Oh, that famous last words.
No, they are.
Don't jinx my big call there.
He's genuinely a great kick.
There we go. He is.
Yeah.
I can't
Not
believe
taking the PO
we've got
55.
Fraser and Cade Chandler in our big calls. I don't mind that.
And Eagles win.
And the West Coast Eagles.
And the Eagles.
Yeah.
You should buy a Eagles kit. They have some cool kits.
They do,
Negative.
but they're just a bit. Their fan base is just a bit too out there for me.
Says
the Essendon
the
fan.
guy
Too
in
feral.
his toddler, his kit from when he was a toddler.
How are you going in that, by the
Excuse
way?
me.
Are you breathing?
It's very tight. The shoulders are a little bit.
Can we
I
get a
can't
gun?
really move.
Can we look at the guns?
No, mate. That's you got to subscribe to my OnlyFans for that.
Yeah, true. Can you give a shout out at Marcus _ Barzano?
Let us know in
OF?
the comments
Yeah.
if we should start an OnlyFans.
No, not we. Just Marcus. Just Marcus.
Pay me like one of your French girls.
All right, that's enough. I'm calling it. That's the full-time siren, boys. That'll do us for AFL Today. If you enjoyed today's episode, make sure you subscribe to AFL Today on YouTube and follow us on X, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok for more footy content all season long. And subscribe, star, and like all of our shows on your podcast apps. That's Cricket Today Show, AFLW Today, Hold All Tickets, True Bloods, and Honest Beers. A lot going on in this studio. A lot of fun. So much good content which is going out at the moment. Thank you very much to Gerald for producing.
Well done.
Thank you very much to Leo.
Go Saints.
Go Saints.
And Hawthorn, but
And Port Adelaide, apparently.
I'm a little off Port this
There we
week.
go. Thank you very much to Marcus.
Thanks to the audience behind the camera for tonight. And also,
Yes.
go Bombers.
For the big
tonight.
forfeit. I'm actually very
Yes.
nervous about that. And, of course, make sure you check out the live stream with these two knuckleheads and another knucklehead in Alex on Sunday night. It'll be very fun. Unfortunately, I won't be able to be
looking
there.
forward
Anyway, we'll catch up for all things round 8 on Sunday. We'll catch you then on AFL Today.